I also have to talk about this. This is an important announcement. Everybody, if you've been watching Pickle, you probably know this. Me and Anna are playing the entirety of the year together. Okay, welcome to the James Ignatowich podcast. We have Davis Carvalho, also known as Dave. This is a guy who is my best friend, tighter with me than anybody, tighter than me when I'm hitting a third at MLP. This is a guy who is basically, you don't know him, probably. I don't know why you would, but at the end of the year, you probably will, because he is probably the future of pickleball. He played his first PPA tournament in Daytona this past weekend, first pro tournament at all. And so thank you. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about my experience at the PPA Daytona, and we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. So thank you for coming on, Dave.
You're very welcome. Just a heads up to everyone. I'm Dave, and I'm coming. But right now, I have a little bit of strep throat. Been sick for those last week, so voice is a little off. Might be coughing a lot. Let you guys know that I'm here because I show up, no excuses. James called me about 10 minutes ago. He's like, Dave, I need you to come through. My future right side guy. I need you to fix this mistake. Some sort of scheduling error. He doesn't have a guest. This guy's ridiculous. He calls me. He's like, I need you right now. This is your first test to becoming the best right side guy in the game. And I couldn't say no. But everyone heads up. I'm Dave, and I'm here. And we're going to have a good time. Let's get into it.
Dave's here. And Dave, I don't know if it's strep throat. We don't know what it is. He's been dinking playing pickle for like 9 hours a day. He is, he's visualizing in his sleep. I don't know if he's sick or if it's just, the guy, he's losing his mind. You think I play a lot of pickle. People think, oh, James Ignatowich plays 6 hours a day. The only reason I play 6 hours a day is because that's how much Dave needs me. And then Dave's doing other stuff. Like he plays at a level
I don't even get 6 hours of sleep. So
no, definitely.
Most days I'm out there dinking for 6 hours, and there's a lot more shots than just dinks out there.
There's a lot more shots than just
There's a lot of pickle to watch. There's a lot of time spent in the gym. There's 6 hours a day for Dave is not enough.
No. It's people.
No.
People think we might be kidding. People that know me know how much I play. No, it's really not.
It's really not funny. I don't know why we're laughing.
No, it's. People say, oh, Ben and Colin play a lot. There's a lot of players that love to play. Jessie Irvin comes to mind. She plays a ton of pickle. I'm known as the guy that might play the most out of any of the current pros. When Dave comes into the game, which he's coming. He's playing at a high level right now. It's going to be concerning. I don't think people know what's coming. Dave hasn't missed a dink since.
It's been a while.
I don't remember. You don't even know what it feels like to miss a dink.
No, I really don't. It's been a long time coming. And by that, I mean, started in the summer and, kind of lost track of time since then. It's just been one continuous training grind, losing my mind out there.
So we got to talk about PPA Daytona. I'll talk about my experience first.
Go ahead.
It was not the best weekend for me at all. I played with Anna. We had some good wins, got 5th place. Only lost one match, had a pretty poor match against Catherine and Tyson. Catherine's playing so well, practically carried me to a Minnesota title last weekend. And now she's just, she's winning with anybody, taking Tyson to the finals. They played well. Tyson played great. And, men's didn't go as planned, lost in the quarters to JW and Dylan. That's a tough team to beat. And, guess what? I haven't beaten them. So it's an easier team to lose to than beat, because I've lost to them a lot. And that's going to change. That's going to change. I'll tell you right now. It's going
I
to
hope
change
so.
really soon. I don't know if it's going to be with Tyson or if it's going to be with Dave, but it's going to happen. And I've had enough of those kids. But I lost to him, and it is what it is. I mean, Daytona was a great venue. They had so many
It was.
courts. It was covered. I thought it was an awesome situation. Back draw with Anna went pretty well. We ran into Riley Newman and Paris Todd and beat them 15-5. Not a close one. Not a close one. And let's just say this. Riley played pretty well. Riley played well. We'll leave it at that, Dave. I mean, I don't
Yeah,
know if you saw it, but whew,
I watched the whole thing. I did,
whew.
and I
Oh, you
watched Paris
did?
leave that court. Yeah, but I watched her walk up that court. She looked at me, and I looked at her. And she's like, "How you doing, Dave?" I'm like, "Well, I guess I'm doing better than you," because that
This is a
was not the
Selkirk
hottest
podcast.
thing.
I can't roast Paris too much. This is a Selkirk
Hey,
pod, but
this
oh
is a
my
Selkirk
gosh.
shirt, but not sponsored. So I'm here to keep it real with you guys. I love Paris. She keeps it real too, but she was not happy after losing to old Jimmy
No,
over here. But
wasn't her best match.
so
Wasn't
yeah,
her best match at
yeah,
all.
yeah.
No,
But James was also not very happy but
no.
at the end of that day anyway.
Wasn't
So
happy at the end of that day, but I got I mean, that win over Paris and Riley,
good
that
bragging
salvaged
rights.
it a little. It salvaged
Yeah,
it. And in the fifth place, fifth, sixth, I got another Selkirk player win. I beat not me. I mean, me and Anna beat Dylan and Jade Kawamoto. Jade Kawamoto, if you didn't know, is the sister of Jackie Kawamoto, who Dave is a huge fan of.
oh
And
yeah, she's a great athlete.
she's a great player. Yeah, Dave loves her
She is.
game. And yeah, so anyways, more importantly, Dave, first PPA tournament mixed with Tyra Black, rising
Yeah,
star,
yeah,
men's doubles with Jericho Grolman, sort of the opposite of a rising
yeah. No,
star.
yeah, yeah,
How did it go?
yeah,
Tell me about your
yeah.
experience.
Yeah, well, I was playing with Tyra Black, and playing with Jericho is just comparing black to white. And that's, I mean, Tyra played really well for the first tournament. She had a little bit of nerves in the first match. We struggled a little bit. Ran into a decent team actually in Austin, Chicala, and his
Austin can
partner
play.
Riley. Yeah, but Austin can play. He brings the energy. Love that guy. Really brings the intensity. I also like to bring intensity too. So playing against someone that brings some heat's always a lot of fun. But yeah, we lost in a hard fought 3 sets. Tyra really got a lot of experience. She just played better and better and better in the points draw. I'm looking forward to the damage we're going to do in the APP and future PPAs are going to be Tyra. On the other hand, though, Jerry's got to get in the gym. I'll tell you that because
Jerry's
I
got to figure it out.
carried Jericho Groman, who played like a 4-5. He played like a 4-5 the whole tournament. Any pro that was watching the match will tell you the truth. And I'm being pretty generous. It might have been a 4-0, 4-2 level, and I carried him to the finals of the points draw. And he still found a way to lose her up like 13-4 or something ridiculous. It was an issue.
Let me say something.
Go
So
ahead.
Dave played with Jericho, and Jericho, he's a guy that just learned how to play the game. And by just learned, I mean he doesn't know how to play the game. And he's a tennis player. He's a friend of ours, by the way. That's why we're being, we've known him since.
Yeah, it's coming off a little harsh, huh, Jim? We should
probably, it's coming off harsh, but he's a good friend of
bit.
ours. Like we've been really tight with him since we were like 15. But he doesn't know how to play pickle, and they decided to play together. And Dave and him actually won a match in qualies, and then got to the finals of the points draw. Dave was playing really well.
Unreal.
I mean, a lot of people
Really
saw
solid.
Dave this past weekend in the points draw, and they were like, who is this guy? Yeah. And him and Jericho, I think, were up 13-4 or something, 13-5
was
in the finals of the points draw, and against like two good players. And Jericho, what do you do in that situation? For the viewers out there, you've got a partner that is just freaking out, crumbling. You were a good, nice partner to him. You helped him out. You supported him. What is that like?
Yeah, it was a mental battle because, well, having strep throat during this finals was actually a blessing and a curse. Obviously, I was feeling really, really bad, but it didn't give me the opportunity to speak my mind. I couldn't talk. I couldn't say anything to him. So I'm over there just hitting the paddle against my leg, trying to bring some positivity. But really inside, I'm like, wow, this guy just can't find a way to win. This guy is allergic to doing anything that's conducive of winning a match. So, but thank God I can't speak. I can't speak. I can't say anything. I literally have.
You were speaking worse a couple of days ago. You couldn't even talk.
Yeah.
Now you can talk a little.
Now I can talk a little bit, which is, a lot better. But I'm glad I couldn't say a word during that final draw. But yeah, it was a mental toughness training day for me. I was out there 1 versus 3, and couldn't get the job done. But next time.
Well, you definitely impressed a lot of people. I think, Anna and Paris were watching. Johnny was watching. We were impressed. We think you're going to be very.
Too,
yeah.
Yeah.
And there was another mention. This is one of the key talking points of your game was your paddle. So for those who don't know, the PPA is testing for, or at least they're starting to implement a policy where they're testing for dwell time and deflection on top of grit. So we know that grit that's the thing everybody talks about. Oh, the paddle's illegal. It's too gritty. I don't know if that's really the problem. I think it's actually the deflection or the dwell time. So deflection basically means, can you stick your thumb into a paddle and you can kind of feel it's like a squishiness. It's not hard. And that creates a trampoline effect. So if you can squeeze your thumb into a paddle, it'll create a trampoline effect like a pop. It'll have a slightly different sound too. You can hear it. And the power is crazy. I mean, you've seen guys playing a lot of these new Carbon Power Series paddles, the legacy paddles. They start to delaminate after a certain point. And the more that you use them, the more power they have. And I think that's like a manufacturing issue. I think it's going away. But either way, people are testing for it. So the PPA sent us out a text. Hannah Johns told us we have to be wary of our paddles, no deflection test, dwell time, everything, because money's coming into the sport, and testing is going to be a real thing. Maybe there's going to be PED testing or drug testing for different things. And I think it's important. And it's interesting because this past weekend, there were a couple players I saw that I thought were hitting a lot softer. And I'm not going to name them, but some top players that had some like surprising losses even. And it's like, yeah, that's not how the paddle used to come off of, or sorry, the ball used to come off of her paddle. It's not. It doesn't sound the same, and it's not as powerful. And it's interesting. So I'm glad that it's happening. But Dave is still using a paddle that is I want you to describe what your paddle, how do you describe your paddle? You're using a legacy, and you've used it for a while.
Well, I describe my paddle as a fully loaded weapon. It is probably not something that should be, allowed on tour. I don't think it's healthy for because the amount of pop and power I'm able to generate off a broken in legacy is frankly dangerous to whoever I'm playing against in mixed doubles.
Let me say one thing.
For physical bodily harm issues.
It's a problem.
Way too hard.
There's people in Florida that do not practice with Dave because he hits the ball too hard. I am known as a guy that hits the ball really hard, right?
No.
And I hit what?
Twice as hard as
not
you.
Even close. People are like, oh, James, you hit the ball so hard. Thomas Wilson was using people said it was delaminated, I don't know, Carbon Power Series. He was hitting it incredibly hard. I can promise you, Dave hits the ball harder than anybody I've ever seen. I'm not even close.
It's not even close. Yeah. No. And although I am, 6'5", 225 pounds, wearing a double XL Selkirk tee, it's kind of hard. The angle might make it a little smaller, but I am using a literal weapon.
It's not okay.
Someone of my physical stature 6'5", just way too big out there. Should not have a paddle that is able to generate that much force. It is frankly an issue. It is.
It's not safe.
Unsafe.
I mean,
it's unsafe.
JW doesn't practice with Dave.
No.
And neither do, I mean, many people don't. Anna only wears sunglasses. I only wear sunglasses when I practice with Dave.
Dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, it's
hard to control. I will say that. I mean, keeping dinks down and getting that ball to really drop in the kitchen can be a little bit tougher. But when you can just clock a ball 120 miles an hour, and I'm hardly exaggerating. I mean, when the ball's coming that fast, it's tough. It's tough to do anything about it. And I think the only way is to really crack down and make sure everyone's got, same equipment. I'll either give everybody a loaded weapon or, gun control.
I don't know if that's the
answer. Something's got to be.
I think the most power that you should be able to generate, I think the most powerful paddle should be something like the 002. I think anything with more power than the 002 is just not safe. It's not good for the game. And I mean, if you really wanted to, Dave, and anybody, well, mostly you, but a lot of people with a paddle like yours, if they wanted to go for the full bag, just literally hit the person every single time, that could be like an unbeatable strategy. It's tough.
Good. The ball just comes out with way too much heat. And it's not just me. I ran into a team in the second round with Jericho of qualities, and they were using the Vatic Pro, and I think in a carbon power series, and they were both really, really broken in because the ball was just exploding off the face of their paddle in a way that you just can't practice or expect a ball to come that fast. So like the first couple of times it happens to you, like you don't know whether the ball's going out. It is most of the time going straight to the fence, but it's coming off with so much heat, you physically can't get out of the way of the ball. So I was on the receiving end of what I'm doing to people, and I was like, okay, well, it's all fun and games when I have it. Yeah, it's all good if I'm using it, but I was feeling scared. I'm like, okay, maybe at this point we're gonna have to take a look at something and maybe come up with some different answers because paddle technology is only gonna get crazier and crazier. So we're gonna have to talk this one out.
Yeah, no, the thing is, like, people just figured out how to make paddles like the Legacy, the Carbon Power Series, the Vatic Pro. Like, this is the first iteration of that type of paddle. Yeah. So, like, if they really want to, I'm sure they can make it more powerful. Yeah. It's not good. I think for the game, I mean, it's got to get changed. I think it will get fixed because people are going to start having to wear glasses. Like, everybody's going to have to wear those Anna Lee Waters glasses. Like, that's not good for the marketability of the sport. If we're all can't see our eyes, like, it's not, you don't want this to turn into squash.
No.
I mean, it works for Anna Lee. Don't get me wrong. It's Anna Lee's look.
Anna Lee can make anything look cool, though. I mean,
she's cool.
Safety goggles. I mean, I'm not that cool. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
6'5" guy in clear see-through glasses walk out there. Hey, guys. No, it's just not going to work. Can't do it.
No, I don't think so. No. I don't think so. So I also have to talk about this. This is an important announcement. Everybody, if you've been watching Pickle, you probably know this. Me and Anna are playing the entirety of the year together. So, and probably the next and the next and the next, because it doesn't really work for us to play each other. And we decided that mutually. And I think a big part of that was in Minnesota. It wasn't easy. And everybody saw my interview after.
Yeah.
If you didn't see it.
It was a bit excessive.
Oh, it defined excessive.
Oh, and it was a little over the top.
You can go to YouTube and, I mean, I'm sure you've probably seen it. It's the Big Papa Jimmy interview. I was like, Big Papa Jimmy, Daddy's home, monkeys off the back. You saw it. And it was excessive.
That must have been a hell of a conversation when you got home.
Oh, it was. It was just not. It wasn't good, and
no,
Anna wasn't happy about it. And if I was Anna, I would be like, "What is even that?"
Not a great look.
Like what's going on? I mean, if I let alone like if it was just a random opponent of mine and they had that interview after the match, I'd be like, I'd have some serious questions. But if it was my own, it's just not good. So we found it a lot easier to play with each other, and we just played with each other. And it was a good test because we lost. We lost to a team that we thought we should have beat. Great team, Tyson and Catherine, but we went in expecting to win, and we lost. And people said going into the match, losing or going into that tournament, they were like, James and Anna, you got to watch out because losing with your significant other is harder than losing to them. And we found out that it's not. Losing with them is actually easier. Me and Anna were fine. We were happy. We both lost, and I played poorly. I blamed it on myself because it was my fault. I played pretty bad. And I'm pretty good at taking the blame. And I think it was a lot easier. We got some wins. We got fifth. It was fun. But losing to each other is tough, especially in mixed. Because as a guy, you're just attacking the girl over and over and over. And it's just not good. So we mutually decided that we were going to play together from here on out. Things have gone great so far. And one more thing, people have said that Riley, a lot of people on Facebook and, different blogs, NML, were saying that it's not good the way that Riley was treating Anna on the court. Like maybe Riley was like, I don't know, rolling his eyes at her or something. People said that. They were like, oh, Riley's like mean. That's why Anna didn't want to play with him. That's not the case.
No.
If there's one thing about Anna, she's tough. She deals with me every day. She deals with me.
I don't know how.
She's tough. She had no problem with Riley. Riley was a great partner to her. I mean, they played 4 events, maybe 3 events together. She never had any issue with Riley. I would know. And it had nothing to do with him. He was great. He's the man, actually. And we just wanted to clear that up too, that it wasn't Riley. It was just me and her couldn't play together. Sorry, couldn't play against each other. And mostly my fault because Big Papa Jimmy was excessive. And that's all that it was. And we've been in the clear since. So now,
if anything, I think that you playing with Anna has, if anything, ignited a new passion in Anna, because I saw her out there for the first time today, actually training with you. And I thought Anna only plays games. She's out there drilling, dinking, dropping, out there putting in some extra work. James, she's like, I'm not going to lose to them again. So, hey, I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I think you guys do some damage for sure. For sure.
We will. And there's another team we're a little afraid of. And it's a team on the rise.
Yeah.
And it's a guy with a loaded weapon, Davis Carvalho. And a girl who is kind of a walking weapon.
Yeah, she is a freak athlete. Tyra,
she's a complete beast. Hurricane Tyra Black, your mixed partner.
She's the future. I mean, you might not have seen it from this past Daytona, but she's only been really training out there, 2 or 3 weeks, Jim? The things that this girl can do. I mean, it just defies all laws and expectations. Like, you think something's possible? Oh no. She'll do the impossible and make it look just routine. Out there, her defense crazy. Her hands are nuts. Her reaction time for having no pickle experience is
insane,
second to none. I mean, for where she's at in her development, I couldn't be more happy. We've been putting a lot of work together. James actually got introduced her to the sport, and he's taught me everything I know James did. And now I'm kind of passing that knowledge on to Tyra, and it's fun. I'm so excited for her to play MLP. I think she's gonna really show out. It's gonna be fun. She's been practicing a lot of doubles. I know that that whole Annalie Waters first round match. I mean, she did
singles isn't her thing. There. She's not as good at singles.
Yeah, I mean, she's played singles tennis her whole life. She is addicted to the doubles grind. And what I saw from her playing doubles this weekend, I was happy. I was impressed. And wow. We're gonna have to lock in that singles a little bit, and we'll be doing a lot of that too. But she's gonna be ready to show up and show out for MLP. And I couldn't be more excited. We're gonna go play Mesa together, APP, see what happens in Sacramento a few weeks after that, and get out to the PPA tournament. So hopefully we don't do too well, because then she's gonna leave me. I'm feeling a little bit of pressure to a little bit of performance anxiety with Tyra. I'll tell you that. It's gonna be fun.
Cutthroat.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be
fun. And one thing is the way that you guys are gonna play mixed with you on the right and her on the left, because you're a lefty. She's in front of the girl. So that's an advantage for her, because her dinking isn't the best, her drops aren't the best, but hand to hand, she's in a good spot.
Yeah, she can win a hand battle with anyone. I mean, sometimes
including
guy ends up in front of her. Yeah. I mean, she can win it with anyone, So I'm excited. It's gonna be a good showing.
Let's talk a little bit about your inspiration for pickleball.
Sure.
I mean, I'm a guy that brought you in. I told you some stuff about pickleball. We played a lot, but I wouldn't say I'm your inspiration here. I'm not the reason why you're going so hard, because you're going really hard. In my peak addiction days, when I was going 8 hours a day, drilling, playing games, everything, that's like you on a day off.
No, that was me today. And I've been sick for a week.
So what is it that motivates you? With it. I think I've always said this. I think you could end up being the best right side guy in the game.
Oh,
at least top 5. I mean, with what you're doing, the work you're putting on a daily basis, it's like, it's got to happen. I mean, but anyways, what's your inspiration? And I think I know what it is. It's a man. It's a one guy.
There's one guy, and he inspired me to go on this pickleball journey over the summer. James was already a well-established pro. I didn't know anything about pickleball. He was telling me for a couple months, Dave, you got to get on pickleball. You got to do pickleball. You got to do pickleball. But the day I decided to really commit was this compilation of videos that James made for me of Colin Johns absolutely making a fool of himself out there, just making the most ridiculous mistakes I've ever seen. I'm like, how does this guy out here make mistake, like just crazy speed ups into the bottom of the net, getting spotted up straight into the net, just having his brother Ben absolutely demean him on a tournament by tournament basis. I'm like, who is this guy?
I don't condone.
What is going on here? And James is like, Dave, that is the best right side guy in the game of pickleball. And I was like, whoa. If Colin Johns can do it, I can definitely do it. And if I can't do it, something's wrong with me. Because I'll tell you what, Colin Johns, he's not 6'5". He's not 225. He's not an athletic specimen like me. I'll tell you that right now. But the one thing that man can do, look at the camera, James. Come on. Hey,
what can he do?
In, buddy. He can dink. That man can dink all day, all night, into the next day for a whole tournament. That man can dink. So I just started dinking. I got the dinking, and I haven't stopped since.
You have not stopped.
And I've heard from a little bird, someone on the inside, that when Colin Johns was starting pickleball, he would just dink 8 hours a day. So I started dinking 8 hours a day. And eventually I'm going to catch him up. So
I mean, you've got it.
Inevitable. I mean, if I don't, then something's wrong with me. I'm going to have to leave my existence, because this is getting dark. This is getting obsessive. I might need to call my therapist after this. I should probably block my mental health, because Colin Johns didn't do anything to me. I'm sure he's a great guy, but that guy, he can't be the best right side guy in the game, and I'm not going to allow it. I can't allow it anymore.
So you're saying your inspiration for pickleball is because you saw Colin Johns and you said, if this guy can do it, I can definitely do it.
I mean, look at me. And look at Colin Johns. I mean, it doesn't take a genius. But you know what? I'll say less.
But he can dink. He's the best dinker I've ever seen in his drops.
The guy doesn't miss the smallest,
he doesn't miss it.
Well-controlled dinks. This guy,
He doesn't have
know.
to miss a fifth or a seventh.
He
He's in the kitchen every single time, Dave. He's a
every time.
beast.
Every time. This
Colin is the
guy.
best right side guy in the game. I'll say it
No, I mean,
anytime.
you can
Just say
say it, but 6 months to a year from now, if you're still saying that, I've done something wrong. And at that point, that's just on me. I'll apologize. I'll just call on John Slayer. He doesn't deserve this. At this point, I'm acting like Ben Johns. The only way I can talk like this to Colin should be Ben after he misses like 3 returns in a row, right? Like, who am I? Who am I to talk to the GOAT? Colin, I'll see you soon. You're a low-key baller, bro.
He's a baller.
Thinking. He's a low-key baller. I'll give it to him. Honestly, I'm just a huge fan of Colin John, but if he can do it, I can do it. Enough said.
Agreed. I mean, I think you can do it. I think Colin's not an athletic specimen, but he's still, I think he's the best right side guy in the game. I think he's that guy right now, but
not for long. I mean, I saw what you did. You guys played just in Minnesota.
That was my fault. That was my fault.
I mean, you can say it's your fault, but I think that he just sapped the energy from you. I mean, I have never seen you play that bad, and you were playing with the best right side guy in the game. I don't know. Something was off there. I'll tell you that.
I think it was. I was tired.
It was all you. You're taking full blame.
I was tired. I mean,
right.
Colin is a machine.
Okay.
I don't know. I think it's got to be my fault. I'm looking forward to playing Nashville with him. But anyways, who, if you had to say, is your favorite player to watch play?
Oh, Colin Johns.
Oh my God.
Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna BS and sugarcoat it. At the end of the day, I am a huge fan of Colin Johns' game. Colin is the best at what he does, bar none.
Okay.
It's gonna be a long time till I can even, be mentioned in the same paragraph with the guy. And I'm aware of that. I mean, this is mostly just banter, but watching what that guy does on the right side of the court. I mean, it's special. And that's just because, the man just has a million
Make up
reps.
your mind, Dave.
I mean, no. He just has a million reps. I mean,
he's got a lot of reps.
Nothing special. The only thing that he's got is a million reps. And that's really, and I respect anyone that can just sit down and think for 10 hours a day, because that's exactly what I'm doing. But if he can do it, I swear to God, I'm going to do it too. Okay. It ain't no excuses. So
what is your next tournament?
Next tournament, I want to play Mesa. Yeah,
MLP Mesa.
Yeah, we're going to do that with Tyra. We're going to run that up. Don't know about my men's partner. Hopefully Jerry can figure out how to hit a counter back. That's not going to absolutely get me blown up and destroyed.
Okay. Yep.
I'm hoping and praying that's the case. But hopefully doubles with Jericho would be cool. Jericho Groman. And then maybe I'll even lock in a little bit of singles. Not big on singles myself, but if I'm there, might as well play. See how that goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on, Dave. That's it. I've got nothing for you.
That's it. That's all you need from me.
We'll see. I mean, I think you can go back to dinking.
Yeah, I got another practice in about an hour and a half. Oh, Anna Lee Waters just texted me actually.
Oh, wow. That's a big deal.
She wants to get the dinking too. So,
all right.
Gotta go.
Well, thanks for coming on.
All right, guys.